Okay. Welcome. It is Monday night, December 28th. We're heading into a full moon. It looks pretty amazing and bright outside if you get a chance to go out and look at it. I just read, I don't know what time it is. It goes full where we are in Florida, but I think it's sometime tomorrow or sometime Wednesday morning. I'm not quite sure. We'll have to check on it, but we're already feeling the energies of it. This is the very last of this series. This is number 10. It's been a beautiful experience, and I appreciate your participation and contribution to this experiment. For those of you that are watching this, thank you, Kim. For those of you that are watching this later, it'll be up on the YouTube channel, and I'll send it to anybody that needs it. If you've watched any of the ones before this, then this information will be a repeat. If this is your first time, then I'll tell you how this started. I believe it was sometime in October, early November, whatever 11 or 12 weeks ago was. Things are running together right now. I had a divine channeled information about the refilling process and how important it is. And I've done energy work and Reiki and different forms for 24 years now, I believe. So that's always been important to me, but a new awareness has come in regarding our capacity and our level of refilling, our level of fullness. Years ago, an acupuncturist friend of mine told me that when we are depleted to 40% of our life force, we start feeling the physical effects, the aches and pains, the chronic out of balance situations that can then lead to dis-ease or further more traumatic problems down the line. That happens when we're continually depleted, when we're functioning at a much lower level of fullness than what we are capable of. And we can function as humans and move through life at a lower level of fullness, but the more life force, chi, prana, energy that we continually take in and we allow to flow through us, but continually refill, then the information I received is the greater capacity we have for healing, the greater capacity we have for navigating changes, the more enjoyment we can have in life, the greater passion we have for our sensory awarenesses, the magnificent taste of food, the art and music and sensory experiences that our human bodies are so magnificently designed for. So the more full we are, the greater access to joy that we have. And one of the pieces of that I wanted to experiment with is what happens if we get a regular refilling? What happens? What can we do with our life? Do we get that motivation that we've been looking for? We've all said I know what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm not choosing it. I'm not doing it, and I don't know why. I believe some of that, there's some limiting beliefs that we carry, but some of that is also related to our level of life force. So this was my experiment, and I have invited people in to be a part of that experiment to give feedback on what happens when you get a regular refill. What changes can you make in your life? What healing can you do? What more joy can you access? What more motivation? And just an expanded connection to life and elevated experiences. So this 10 weeks has been part of that, and the feedback that I've gotten has been absolutely amazing, and I really appreciate that. I've offered it as a free experiment, free participation. Donations are gratefully accepted, but certainly not necessary. And I'll be packaging this, taking the information and taking feedback from you all and anybody else that would choose to give it, and putting this together in a package to offer through my website or through to my clients. So it's a support for the other healing work that we do. I do believe that we have a greater capacity for healing and a greater ability to unwind our foundational beliefs that are limitation when we hold on to more life force, when we make that connection point. I also have a greater understanding that some of what stops us from taking on additional life force is we have that fear of not having enough, so we hold on to what we have rather than let it flow through us. So the release process is so very important to create that flow of energy. One of the beautiful images that I work with, I guess you would call it a sacred geometry, but it's a sacred image of the flow of energy, is called a torus, T-O-R-U-S. It's not connected to the astrological sign of Taurus, but it's T-O-R-U-S, and it's an ever-flowing diagram of energy coming into our body and then exiting our body, and with us at the center. And it's a really beautiful, so if you Google that, then you have an awareness of what I'm talking about. But in order to be in the center of that, and in order to be in alignment of that, we need to be able to release what no longer serves us and allow new to come in order to do that. We need to take the time to do the practice. We need to have some sort of a refilling process, but also we need to work on any limiting beliefs or blockages or barriers that we've received from childhood, from parents, from the world around us, from ancestors, from past lives, or wherever we would get them, that tell us that we're unworthy of being happy, or unworthy of feeling love, or unworthy of being full of this beautiful life force that moves us through everything that we do. So that's an extended healing process, and something that I believe that's what we're here for in this human experience. But having access to life force through a situation like this, or being able to do it ourselves, helps support that healing process, helps bring those blocks and barriers to the surface so that they can be examined and they can be released. Wow, okay, so that's a lot. So there's been quite a lot going on this week, a lot of shifting energies, a lot of amazing awarenesses, and I wanted to share some of those with you. I've talked to a couple of people about this, and I've had people validate this for me, but I know that I had a beautiful, peaceful holiday at home, surrounded by love in a quiet environment, and it was very, very nice. But Christmas morning, I was feeling waves of sorrow come in, and I initially thought, like we do, I made up the understanding about it, the belief about it, the story about it, that it was connected to extended family that I don't have a lot of interaction with, that through my own growth process they're not out of my life, but they've fallen to the periphery. They're not in my core group of support any longer. So I went through this sorrow feeling. What it took me a little while is to realize that it wasn't related to that. It wasn't related to anything that I was lacking in my life. I have a greater sense of fulfillment than I've ever had. But there were waves of sorrow from the world, and waves of sorrow maybe even further than that. As I've explored this a little bit more, what I've come to understand is, just like I said before, is when we start doing shifts and changes, some of the old pain that we've had comes to the surface to be examined and expressed and then released. And I believe that's what this was, because I did search, to see if there was some area of trauma in the world that was different than the day before, or different that might have been calling attention. Sometimes that happens if there's a tragedy, then the world will call. There'll be, as an empath, we feel those things. And nothing came into my awareness, but I do understand now that in this shifting energy, this shifting awareness that we're all going through, whether we acknowledge it or not, sometimes that old pain that's ready to be healed rises to the surface so that we can be aware of it. So I believe that's what was going on Christmas morning. So if you experienced any of that, try to detach from the story you may have told about it, and then just allow it to be pain that's ready to be released. And you don't have to feel it. You don't have to attach to it. You don't have to to process it even. It's just, it's moving on its own. For me, it meant that I had to go take a nap, which is one of my, and when I say take a nap, sometimes it's sleeping, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's meditation, sometimes it's, off into la la land. But that's the way that I process through those energies. And that's the way I refill myself and detach from that pain, detach from the reaction to that pain. So that becomes my response. And although it's still there, it's kind of a very mild undertone. It definitely isn't the level that it was on Christmas morning. So I offer that to you if you've experienced any of that as well. The other thing that's been coming in is I don't normally like to attach to particular days of the calendar, because it's a man-made thing and it may not be connected to nature. But we have created and put so much energy into the awareness of the new year, the changing from one year to the next. And especially this year, this has been an intense, challenging year for almost everybody. And we're all having hope that the next year, 2021, will be a little bit easier for us. It won't have all the shifts and changes. The information that I was getting in this morning is that everything that we've called in, everything that we want to manifest and create, has already been created and is sitting in the energy, waiting to be made material. So there's no work to be done right now. So you get a couple days off. Take the rest of the year off. You don't have to do any work. You obviously have day jobs that you have to fulfill if you have responsibilities there. But as far as healing work, as far as manifestation work, as far as trying to connect in, if you're using your intuition that way, of what's next, trying to see what's next, or feeling frustration because you can't see what's next, take some time off. Just let it go for a couple days, and you'll know when it's time to connect back in. I was speaking to somebody this morning, and the analogy they used was, we're building a road, a pathway. The construction crew is there, materials are there, the plans are there. It just hasn't been built yet. So we can't go down it. So we're waiting. So use that time for joy. Use this waiting time to have some fun, to create something beautiful, create some art, or create new relationships, or just relax for a few minutes. This has been an intense time, so just allow yourself to relax and know that there's nothing else you have to do. That's one of the reasons that I was guided to not do, I talked about doing the outdoor fire pit and the intentional burn. There's nothing left to burn right now. There's nothing left to bring in. There's nothing left to manifest. It's all in the works. It's all done. And, we'll start again next week or the week after that and do some more. But right now you get an opportunity to release and relax. So that's what we're going to focus on today. So find yourself in a comfortable space. And if you want to turn the lights down, that's fine. If you want to, whatever you need to do, if you want to turn your video off, you're more than welcome to. And we're going to go into like a 10 to 15 minute maybe meditation. And at the end of it, I'm going to go silent as I do your Reiki refill. And I'll be doing it as a general refill and also with the sacred Reiki symbols. So just relax through that, and I'll call you back when I'm done. As we've been doing, I have some crystals that I've intuitively picked, some real gangbusters today. So if you get any intuitive hits on what crystals are coming in, what energy is coming in for you, just make awareness of that. If you get any intuitive messages or any colors or any visions, just make note of those to see if there's something that's significant for you, okay? So again, just like we have been, you're going to come into your breath, and that just means create an awareness of your breath. It's such an automatic thing that our body does, but to take a moment and to feel it as it moves through us brings us more centered and aligned in our bodies. Physiologically, 10 deep belly breaths will switch your nervous system from fight or flight to relaxation. So if you find yourself in an anxiety place or a overwhelmed place, if you're feeling mired, if you're feeling like you're bouncing off the walls, then 10 deep intentional belly breaths will switch that. And that's just one of the many, many beautiful things that our bodies do for us. So you're just going to focus on that breath. And if you're seated, you're going to imagine those steel beams coming out of your root chakra, out of your tailbone. If you're laying down, you're going to imagine them coming out of your buttocks, your back, the backs of your knees, your heels. If you're seated, those steel beams are coming out of your root chakra, your tailbone, the bottoms of your feet. Just make whatever works for you. Adjust whatever I'm saying to make it work for you. So we're going to send those steel beams. You are a building under construction. Your support, the first thing that goes in is these steel beams. It goes down into the ground to anchor you, to ground you, to create stability and security. So visualize those steel beams going down 10 feet. And then 10 more feet. Make any adjustments you need to your body to be comfortable, to be aligned. And go down 10 more feet. And 10 more feet. And 10 more feet. And then you're going to imagine pulling the energy, the light, the heat from the core of the earth up these beams and into your solar plexus, which is the area beneath the ribs, below the ribs, above the navel, beneath at the diaphragm. So you're bringing that heat and bring with it some light, some beautiful white yellow light coming into your solar plexus. Your solar plexus is your sense of self, represents your sense of self, your force of will, the authentic you. And the more light we can bring in there, the more of our magnificence we get to experience. And you don't need to know, you don't need to see the light source. Just know that the light is there and it shines brighter and brighter. It's like a candle flame, building and building. So that's the energy from the core of the earth. And keep breathing. And now we're going to bring the energy from the heavens down into your crown. You're going to visualize a door opening in your crown, in the top of your head. And whatever light, whatever color comes in, for me it's usually white or golden, but it can be whatever you need it to be, whatever your intuition chooses. Bring that in from the heavens into your crown, and bring it down into your heart, meeting up with the energy in your solar plexus. Allowing it to mix and create an alchemy that's unique to you. A formula that's absolutely all you. exactly what you need. So we have that beautiful yellow light from the core of the earth, and whatever color comes in your crown, and those mixing, and then coming up your chest, and your shoulders, and down your arms, and your hands. And they come out, that color, that whatever the color turns out to be, whatever the formula, the mixture is, have it pool in your palms of your hands. And then solidify. So you're creating your own crystal of your unique mixture. I love the image of crystals sitting in our palms. This is a tactile experience. It's a way to access and receive energy. So whatever color, or whatever crystal you've created, that is uniquely you. So we're going to bring that divine mixture down to your lower body, going through and activating all the chakra points. We have more than the 7 chakras that we identify with. There's many different energy points throughout the body. So you're activating all those energy points so that energy can flow through your meridians, your pathways, releasing any blocks and barriers. Any place that you have physical pain, you can send that beautiful formula, that mixture of energy. Send it through your hips. And where this beautiful alchemy moves through your body, any lower vibration thoughts and feelings and blame and judgment and shame and unworthiness dissipate, get absorbed and transmuted. So any place that you carry that, whether it's root chakra or sacral chakra or any place within you, this beautiful alchemy transmutes that, changes it. So bring that beautiful alchemic formula down through your legs, softening your knees, going in your shins, releasing any tight muscles, healing any trauma, down into your ankles and your feet and your toes. And then bringing that back up your body into your trunk, surrounding all of your internal organs. Releasing any anger from your gallbladder and your liver. Releasing any bitterness, releasing any disappointment that's been housed in your internal organs. Releasing any pissed off from your kidneys and your bladder. Any not enjoying the sweetness of life from your spleen. Any unable to digest what's going on around you or your feelings from your stomach and all through your digestive tract, soothing that, calming it, calming your elimination, your intestines. All the way up to your skin, so that your skin calms. Your skin is the expression of what's going on inside you. So as we heal and calm the internal, that will express itself externally. Bring this beautiful mixture, the magical alchemy that is you, up your body, through your lungs, your heart, all through your esophagus, your again, the start of your digestive tract, your diaphragm. And then come into your shoulders where we carry all that tension. Release all that tension from your shoulders. Let it move out of you. And see yourself sparkling from the inside out. Up your neck. As it moves along your spine, it's healing any discs that are out of alignment or compressed. Allow it to change your energetic body and have an effect on your physical body. Bringing that beautiful mixture into your head. The back of your head, the base of your skull, your chin, your ears, filling up your face. And then coming in and softening your neural pathways, all the places that you may hold judgment or constriction or rigidity in your beliefs that keep you limited. Allowing that to shift and change, to release any programs that are keeping you in lack, keeping you in limitation of what's possible, keeping you in your old parental programs or ancestor programs, world fear programs, letting that go and replacing it all with the possibility of peace, of magnificence, of prosperity, of even more of the magnificence and magical you. And then allowing that to come out the top of your head, activating your intuition all along the way, turning up the volume on your intuitive voice, your connection to Creator, your ability to see, hear, feel, touch, and know unconditional love. And then allow that beautiful formula to spill into the energetic field around you as your protection and reserve. And as you feel that surrounding you and keeping you safe, that beautiful container that you are, I'm going to go and do your refill. You've already refilled with this alchemy, and we're going to make sure that you're filled with life force. So just breathe it in. Okay. Take a nice, easy breath. Scan your body to see if there's any shifts, anything changes, anything's changed. If you got any messages or colors or visions, make note of those so you can explore them. That felt really beautiful and flowy and powerful from this side, so I hope you receive that. And know that if you watch the video later, you receive the same energy, the same intensity, the same beautiful healing. If you watch it over and over again, you get it every time. And it may even go deeper for you every time. So, thank you. Thank you for being present for that. So, the crystals that I had this time, and those of you that have worked personally with me might be familiar with these. So these are the yin-yang harmonizers. This one is shungite, and this is steatite. So what we do is we hold them, the shungite in the left hand and the steatite in the right hand, and I'll read to you about them. Sit in a comfortable position, place the shungite, the yin, this is the yin-yang energy, so the yin wand in your left hand and the steatite, the gray one, the yang, in your right hand. Close your eyes and begin to meditate. You start with 3 to 5 minutes and then increase gradually. These are some of the most powerful tools that I've used before. They're really amazing. And this is level 1 of 5. So hopefully you felt that energy as well. You can almost sometimes feel it bouncing back and forth from hand to hand as it balances and brings the body into alignment and wholeness. So hopefully you got that energy. If you saw any of those colors, then yay you. I pulled some cards from my favorite right now, the Work Your Light deck from Rebecca Campbell. Excuse me. This is just a beautiful oracle deck that I'm enjoying working with. I pulled 3 for the group and then got 1 extra. That is the extra message for you. So the first one was dance with life. Do something to change your energy. So that's a beautiful one. So move. Create some joy. Create some vibration. Get things shifting and going. The second one is mirror. Who or what is triggering you? And that is very common with family stuff going on. So, if you spent some time with family at Christmas, just see what's coming up with that for you. And the third one is star mother. How can you mother yourself? So these are all beautiful cards. Again, we have dance with life, do something to change your energy, mirror, who or what is triggering you, and star mother, how can you mother yourself? And then the extra one, this one was pretty powerful. It is, excuse me, sorry about that, birthing a new age. Birthing new creations and dreaming a new world into being. Do you know that you have the capacity to do that, to dream a new world into being? What would your new world look like? I was doing a manifestation exercise with a class I had yesterday in my Reiki 2 class. The end of class, we do a beautiful manifestation exercise. And when I did my own, one of the things that I envisioned was a world filled with peace and honoring of each other and the ability to communicate with love and compassion and release of fear. And, it doesn't happen if I don't believe that it does, that it's capable, that it's possible. So what is possible for you? What is, expand your expand your vision. So thank you very much. This has been, again, a beautiful experiment. I appreciate your participation. If you have any feedback, please send it to me. If you would like to put something in writing, I would love to use it as part of the marketing materials for when I put this together in a package. This has also given me the push to start working on a podcast, and I have a format that I'm going to start working with. I'm really excited about it. I hope to start that in the next 2 weeks, or a few weeks, I guess. So I'll be excited to bring that to you, kind of a master level podcast, a spiritual podcast. So hopefully we can give you some new information and tools. Thank you all. I send you love and light, and know that if you want to continue with the refill, you can do it through the recordings. And as soon as I get the package put together, I'll send it out to everybody. Blessings. Have a beautiful new year, and know that you're magnificent.